Hey everyone, welcome to the Dentrix Ascend Friday Forum, where today we're going to be talking about new features. Specifically, the new features in our June release. We're going to be covering iPad image acquisition, user rights updates, manual lock transactions, some Perea enhancements, and an improved primary guarantor view. So, jumping right in with the iPad image acquisition, this update adds the ability to acquire extra oral images, 2D oral facial photos, selfies if you like, using an iPad device on Safari. So let me just grab my iPad. And you can see that I'm here using Safari on an iPad. It's an iPad Air, but it should work with most iPads. And we just go into the imaging tab as normal and acquire images. And we should see that I've got a filtered list of imaging procedures. I can click 2D oral photo. I proceed with acquisition, and this doesn't require the acquisition agent or anything on the iPad. I just allow it to use the camera. There's a little camera button on the right which can switch between front and back facing camera depending how you want to use it. We'll just allow for that as well. Obviously I don't have a patient, so I'm just going to use the front camera. Take a selfie here. You can pause the streaming and take multiple photos if you like. When you're happy with the photo that you've got, you can just click take a snapshot, and you can go ahead and assign images as well. I'm just going to click that there and mark it as an extra oral photo and begin uploading. It'll upload like a regular X-ray. Procedure will be posted, and that's all done. We can click continue. And yeah, this is really handy if you've got an iPad handy that you've been using for charting. Quick way to take a photo. Next, there's a couple of user rights updates, so specifically around the who can edit a patient procedure and the metadata on a procedure window. So specifically around the price, often we have DAs or other stuff that needs to change details of a procedure, but maybe you want to lock down who can sort of change the price on that. So we'll just jump into the permissions window here and have a look. You can see that they're in patient procedures. There are two new, well, we've split them out here. So there's patient procedure, but there's also patient procedure amount. Now I'm going to take off the amount here and save under my current user. For the demo purposes, I'll just log out and log back in again. You can see on the edit procedure window the amount is now grayed out. However, I can change the other details. So perhaps I need to amend which provider did this procedure. Maybe even the procedure itself, the code was wrong. Now, if you do switch providers and they had a different fee schedule, again, because I can't change the fees, I wouldn't be able to update to that person's fees. And yeah, I can change the procedure as well. So I can edit everything except the price essentially on this procedure. So that's quite a handy little update if you want to control who can change procedures and what they can do. Moving on now, there's an additional option to manual lock transactions. So previously, transactions are locked at a relative date every 3 days, every 10 days, or but specifically this one will allow you to have an option that you're just going to manually initiate that lock when you are ready. So when you finish your end of month reconciliation and you want to go in, you can manually do that as at a specific date. And it does sort of come with the implication that you're going to be doing this ongoing. So next month, it's not going to lock them automatically. Again, when you're ready, you can come in and you can choose to do that lock. With this, we have also added a couple of additional permissions. If you've moved to the manual transaction lock, then you would require permissions to either move that date forward or backwards. So let's just take a look. So we go up to settings and ledger options, go over to the ledger rules tab. You can see there's now that second option, manually initiate transaction lock as at a specific date. We can click that on if we want. After we've actually saved this, we get a new menu item, lock transactions. We can click that, and this is just confirming the date as at date that we want to log it. We will click this and that would lock the transactions on the spot. Again, if we open this up later, it would pre-populate to the following month. However, you would have to manually initiate that. And we have a couple of new settings around that as well if you want to use this one, which is the lock date, moving it forward or backwards. We have quite a few exciting enhancements for Perea. So the ability to record pocket depth and gingival margin in one script was a frequent request, and we've got it in for you today. So we're going to have a little look at this. So we're on the chart. We're going to move over to the Perea tab, new exam. You can see in the tooth navigation script that the drop down there's a new option, pocket depth and gingival margin. So we're going to select that and start the exam. And you'll see here as I enter the pocket depth value, it switches down to the gingival margin and back again. So you can sort of work your way through along there. We've also added a number of new keyboard shortcuts. So L for bone loss, M for mobility, and F for furcation grade. So you just push the L, M, or F key followed by a 0 to 3 or 0 to 4 number, and you can work your way through again with the keyboard shortcuts. So in addition to being able to tab and shift tab across, you've now got those bone loss, mobility, and furcation shortcuts. You can do the pocket depth and gingival margin in one workflow. So we really hope these enhancements will speed up the efficiency of your perio work. Last but not least, we just have a small change to the financial responsibility or the guarantor view. It mirrors that of the primary household in that, given the context of Bobby, we can see that he has a primary guarantor of Abby, but it will also now show who else Abby is a guarantor for, which was Charlie in this case. And that's a really quick overview of the new features that are coming in June. As always, if you have any questions, please send them through ascend@softwareofexcellence.com. We love getting your questions. Existing users, also, if you're after additional documentation, just hit up the Resource Center within Ascend. And for anyone that is watching this that isn't yet on a Cloud PMS, but if you want to learn more about Cloud PMSs and Ascend specifically, book a free demo. Just email us at sales@henryschein1.com.au, or you can give us a call on 1300 889 668. Thanks for joining us on this Friday forum. We hope to see you again, and for now, have a great week.